Gotta make money. We gotta tap into somebody. I have some stories, some funny things, some interesting things did happen. First things first, I got a little passive aggressive with Bill's podcast.
Well, how's that?
I guess it's not passive aggressive, but I know Tila hasn't watched it yet.
Yeah.
Or read anything because here's my way of thinking. If we post something and say in the podcast we're like, Bill says, link down below, and the link isn't put down below, would Tila say something? Most likely.
I don't know. I don't think she cares.
She did. She calls us out on the stupidest shit.
All right, fine.
If we don't put in a video clip, she's like, there's no video clip.
Yeah.
So actually in the link down below, I have a Tila section where it says, if you thought we would have missed this, we didn't, with the links appropriately.
Nice.
I thought that was funny.
Did you get the Eminem meme reference?
No.
Okay. Then you missed something.
I knew I was going to miss a lot. I got what I knew I could, but I'm no expert. I also said, screw you to copyright. And when I was doing a rundown on the Piranha 2 plot, I used video clips from it. So maybe we'll go to jail. Who knows?
I mean, it's not monetized, and in the worst case scenario, they monetize our video and they collect ad revenue from it. All
they're not going
10 views worth.
They won't.
No.
But I thought that was interesting. It actually added production value, stealing other people's stuff. So it was good.
It kind of doesn't really matter at this point. Not at all.
What were the interesting things I had to say?
It's a shame you forgot all of those.
Yeah.
Well, we are back at your apartment for our second shoot.
I remember.
Ooh, yeah.
Because I was thinking, apartment, you want studio, I want studio. We need to find our... Remember how I said we won't mention any names because we want him on the podcast, and he might have did a little slip up. So if we have any political figures on the podcast, it may or may not be him, but we'll just move forward anyway.
He had a slip up?
Yeah. Our small, not... Believe it or not, we actually got in touch with Doug Ford's people. We're still waiting, but it's not Doug Ford.
No, it's a municipal person.
Yes, our municipal candidate.
Yes.
I think actually, never mind, we talked about this, but it's worth talking about anyways, because I don't know if he did it on purpose, but he made a video on Facebook. That seems to be his way of going about it. He is not a political person. He is just a man of the people, like so many other politicians have called themselves.
Yep.
And he made a video about how the mayor of St. Catharines currently doesn't support long-standing businesses.
Yes.
Only supports, I guess I'm kind of you...
It was an interesting video for sure.
It was. And
a very politically motivated video for another candidate, but yes.
The mayor shows up at your business with a plaque and is happy that you're supporting St. Catharines, which on the surface level is a good thing. You want to support new businesses. If there is no industry in St. Catharines, then small kind of locally owned businesses are the way to go because they can promote a strong economy. Now, this person had said that Beechwood Donuts, which is a very popular... You admitted it is a somewhat political place.
Yes.
Which is, I never even thought about that.
The Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, out of all the places he could have met with the public, it was decided much in advance that it would be Beechwood Donuts, a vegan donut place.
Are we able to put the picture of Justin Trudeau that you have?
Yes, here's a picture that I myself photographed, so I own the rights to it. So yeah, you can have that photo. Perfect. He's a big nose in person. Bigger, like that's the one thing I noticed because you see him in photos, but man, his schnoz is pretty big.
That's good to know.
Seemed like a nice guy.
See, that is not a political comment. That is a personal comment.
Why can't we can make political comments?
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, you in the conversation we had earlier did make me think that maybe Beechwood Donuts or its existence is slightly political. But
yeah. Well, I mean, being a vegan place in general is going to be a little bit political, but...
This electoral candidate had mentioned Beechwood Donuts as an example as to why... Or as an example of a bad experience with the mayor. And when I first watched the video, I was thinking, wow, there must be a story there. Turns out there was, when the owner of Beechwood Donuts soon after commented saying, you can't say that. We've had nothing but good experiences with the mayor. You just don't slander our name with that. Please take this down. And he eventually uploaded the video edited, and all the comments on that video were like, you have to be careful with what you say because it will bite you in the ass. So I wonder if it was a purposeful move to, because it would kind of make sense that if you look at our current political climate, you think that people who lie might have a way in. So I don't know if it was a dumb mistake or it was some sort of strategy that didn't pan out. But either or, he had to admit that he was wrong.
Ruffled some feathers doing it. Ruffled some feathers doing it, yeah.
And apparently Beechwood Donuts has a good standing relationship with the mayor of St. Catharines.
It'd be hard not to, being a business that's successful enough to
unbelievably successful.
Yeah.
In fact, the only discrepancy I have with their business, and it could just be a website that hasn't been updated since. Their website says they don't have a catering truck anymore. I have somebody who went to a wedding that says they now cater.
I see them catering to events all the time.
Yeah, but their website says they do not cater. So that's the only thing I can find wrong. That and their reviews, it's a personal opinion, but I too sometimes do find their donuts to be a little bit expensive.
Yeah, they're so good though.
But they're huge. And I've never had an experience in there where I've thought, wow, the staff are incredibly nice. They're serviceable, but they're not nice.
They're a bunch of hipsters, and
I think that's the problem. Like that bar we went to, the pub in Hamilton.
We can drop names.
Yeah.
Okay. The Burnt Tongue, or are we talking about the other one?
I'm talking about the other one, because the other one was weird, but the Burnt Tongue...
Okay, the Burnt Tongue was very hipstery. Delicious burger, probably one of the best burgers I've had in Ontario.
Was great.
But they just had like weird hipster ketchups. Like it was a curry ketchup instead of a tomato one, and then they just, I don't know, served your food and just like the fries were in a bowl?
It was a bowl of fries.
But it was a weird shape. And
yeah, hold that thought.
And they didn't serve...
Or keep talking.
I don't know. They didn't really serve. You would expect them to almost serve beer or something like that, but they just had a minimal selection of pops, and they were a very strange place to be in. We decided soon after that to just leave and go to a bar after we had already spent over $20 on a hamburger and fries. Still good hamburger. Not saying anything bad about the hamburger.
And cut for some reason.
It went out.
It was recording, but it was doing that ramping up. Hold on.
Ramping up.
I find that even with perfectly high-speed cards, that sometimes the cameras get nervous of a data transfer. Like the camera itself says, "Oh, you have to be stopped automatically," and this one's still working.
How did you know that it stopped?
I heard it drop.
Oh.
But it did start again. But I don't know. Anyways, that one's still recording. This one's good. It's a minor issue.
Okay.
Hate to record all this time and screw it up. No, the burger.
Back to burgers.
The burger was delicious. Yeah. And it was one of the best burgers I've had. Definitely go for a double. I think a single would have been too small, but it would have been cheaper. It would have been more affordable.
Double was good.
It looked small, but there was a lot on it. The French fries, tasty French fries. I'm not a fan. They said it was I believe it was the choice between a curry ketchup,
and a mayo.
And it was sold as a Belgian aioli, I believe. It was mayo.
Yeah.
I mean, aioli, I expect maybe a little bit of garlic, like something. It was just mayo. And I'm okay with a flavored kind of thicker sauce on fries, but not just straight mayo. That doesn't do it for me. No. Turns out they had ketchup at the front of the store, just regular ketchup.
But didn't have it able to be served to you at the table, which is weird. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't go back there unless it was just for the burger.
Just for the burger, but I wouldn't go. I'd be like, hey, do you want to go grab a burger and nothing else?
And not stay there in their uncomfortable seats.
But they did have a takeout, so, and they did specifically ask if we were going to be eating, so maybe they get it. So we go to a bar, as you said. We had spent already a meal's worth of money.
Yeah.
And then we're like, let's go, because we had a lot of time.
we did. We were, well, yeah. We were out for business, but had a big lull between things.
Yeah. So we go, we sit, nice place. It almost, honest to God, it looks like the bar itself looks like a business that existed before the entire street became hipsterish.
Oh, yeah.
And now the owner of the bar can only employ hipsters.
Yes, or has sold out, and it's a young owner that doesn't really know what they're doing. Because, yeah, there was no dress code, definitely, because, like, one of the girls was in, like, a denim jacket and shorts or something, and the other one looked like she was wearing the other half of the girl's clothes, where it was, like, denim pants or whatever, and a top that was showing a ton of cleavage. And
one girl may or may not have been wearing a bra. I never figured that one out.
Which I don't really care, but it's just like, it's weirdly non-uniform in the way that it's set up and very casual. And also, I mean, like, they could have asked me, like, within 20 minutes of finishing my drink if I wanted another one, but instead they waited more like an hour. Okay. And then asked us if we wanted food, because we hadn't ordered food at that point. We just had drinks. And then I ordered another drink at that point, but it was just poor service. And it's not like we were busy.
No, they weren't busy.
I was making eye contact with the servers regularly for about an hour. A whole lot of nothing.
And the bartender, our waitress, the tall one with the denim jacket, she didn't smile. Like, there's a lot to be said about customer service, and nothing about her.
She looked bored.
She looked bored.
Yeah.
She did look like she didn't want to be there, and I get it. Most service jobs, you don't want to be there. Yeah. But it's just one of those things that you may not notice when you're at a normal place, but when you go someplace where it lacks, you're like, Jesus, smile.
I miss Swiss Chalet or Kelsey's or something.
Swiss Chalet, if your drink's half empty, boom.
Oh, yeah, they're on it. Absolutely. And not even half the service of, like, the Mandarin, but still, Mandarin's overkill.
Mandarin, we got waterboarded, so to speak.
Went out for it was a Christmas
dinner. And we're going to do that again this year, except I want to expand it. I don't want to keep it just us. You and Tila make out like bandits, though. You guys are the lucky ones.
I ate like 6 plates.
Well, I know, but I want to invite the spouses and or significant others of the DH Media people.
Which is fair.
You and Tila luck out because
we're together.
You're together, so you guys are both paid for. Melissa would have to pay for themselves. Andrew's wife would have to pay for herself, and Bree would have to pay for herself. But I figure we might as well go. We might as well have fun. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
And we'll be waterboarded again.
So, interesting thing. For some reason, when our table was set, I don't know how many of you out there have gone to the Mandarin, but I expect a good chunk.
I haven't been since.
Okay. But I think everybody goes, at least once kind of thing. But yeah, you go to the front desk and they bring you to a table. At which that's generally cutlery.
The way most restaurants go. Eric.
Yeah, there's cutlery but it's a bit different, right? Because there's cutlery and there's your drinking glass, and usually they ask you if you want something to drink because the drinks aren't at the buffet. We all just said water, I guess, and for some reason that included us each having 2 glasses of water just on the table. Nothing was weird. I mean, we went out and just got food at the buffet because you leave your table soon after getting to it at the Mandarin, and you come back. And we then realized, as we were eating, that the server was intent upon making sure our glasses were full to the brim. At any given moment, you take a sip, it's going to be filled. This worked for both glasses. So if you took a sip out of each, the server would come and fill that sip back into each glass. And it was just a nonstop barrage of a server interrupting our meal to fill our glasses. And I mean, I guess that was Justin was there and Andrew were there?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh my God. That's 10 glasses of water being constantly filled at every given moment.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the servers had no idea what to do because, like, if I don't do this, I'm going to get fired.
Well, see, that's just it. They're not paid to think. They're paid to fill water glasses.
Yes.
If there's 8 there's 10 on the table and all 10 are empty, they don't think, well, Each of them has 2.
Yes.
No, we have to fill both.
Next year, we should get 3 glasses each and see what happens.
Do you want something to drink? They wouldn't say it like that.
No.
And we'd be like, I want 3 glasses of water. No ice, because ice dilutes the flavor. No, that is an odd situation. Speaking of buffets, I was listening back to other podcasts, and when we were in Nashville, we talked about how shitty the room was, but never how sketchy the buffet we went to was. And
the buffet was, but I didn't even care.
It was food.
It's good food.
It existed.
It was fine. It wasn't as good as our Chinese food.
It wasn't as good as the Golden Corral either. That was a fun experience.
No.
That was.
It was decent.
It's funny how things do slide. Like when we think of a roadside motel in Canada, there's a certain standard that even comes with that.
And it's quiet almost. Like you expect, okay, I'm going to get a room and I'm just going to disappear in there and there's not going to be anything going on.
You get a roadside motel, not even a motel. It's a functioning hotel.
It had a pool that was probably empty for about 10 years. Yeah.
Yeah. In Nashville, granted, we picked the cheapest, but I think the cheapest in Nashville is still a lot worse than the cheapest in Canada. Mm-hmm. And oh boy, you saw the video.
This should be about it was bad. But the buffet, the Chinese buffet was...
Maybe we remember it differently. It was food.
It was food.
And it was well-deserved.
There was the occasional dish that was not good, I would say. But overall, there was nothing to complain about, really. I didn't mind it at all. It wasn't expensive either. No,
that was one of the nice things. Good thing about the States, minus the fact that we did eat a lot more fast food towards the end of the trip. I think that was a financial...
Even at the beginning, McDonald's is so convenient.
Oh, and affordable down there. Even with the exchange rate.
Yeah. And if you want a whiskey and Coke, just go to McDonald's.
Dollar drink days all year.
Yeah. You get a large Coke and you get something to mix with.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good system.
It was good.
I think maybe we've talked about this, but I'm probably not interested in going in a not all-inclusive sort of setup again.
I told you.
Yeah, it has its drawbacks. If you were rich and you didn't have to worry about renting the car and all that other bull crap, maybe you could have a hell of a time.
Theoretically, we didn't have to... I mean, the renting the car was a decision we made where we thought that none of the cars that we had...
Yeah, but if you're rich, you don't have that problem.
I guess that's true.
You have cars that function well, and if they don't, buy a new one. Just before you go for your trip or whatever. It's it's kind of a hassle dealing with all that kind of crap, I would say.
Especially when you're not old enough to rent a car.
But I am. Apparently you don't have to be 25. They don't tell you this, but there's a certain amount of circumstances in which they will force you to rent a certain type of vehicle if you're under 25. And in your very existence or presence in a car that's not meant for people that are under 25 negates anybody else from being able to rent said vehicle. And it was just this weird
I've never had a vehicle rental that has cost me the advertised price.
No, they don't. They're all a bunch of liars and assholes. I hate vehicle rentals.
The only good time I ever had it happen, I didn't even rent the car. Ford rented it for me. No, Chevy rented it for me. And I was well under 25, and I can't remember what I got, but I got it for a few days as they were fixing up the old Chevy Optra.
Yeah.
And that was pleasant.
Insurance companies have that deal, too. Usually where they get like a rental car if yours is under repair or you totaled it or something. So there's definitely ways of getting a rental car. And I'm sure they handle everything for you, and they have a system in place, and you're not just and the bottomless pit of money that they can put on extra fees at that point.
Yeah, so
probably not as bad.
Once we're rich, we take a car somewhere. But until then, I think all-inclusives is nice.
Yeah, and I mean, there's certain setups in which you wouldn't have to worry about driving as much if you were in like a more hotspot kind of vacation place that's not like a hotel on the beach, but with things spread out around it. It was more of like its own community where all the things you could need are right there, and you just walk to everything, which made sense in Cuba. And I'm sure it makes sense in lots of other places where maybe you go on an excursion to the city at some point, and that's a separate thing.
It was a fun trip to the Cuban city.
I liked Trinidad. It was nice. Nice city.
Yeah, the last time we went to Cuba, I was very dead set on having the beach close by.
Which I wouldn't go anywhere that wasn't on the beach, I don't think.
I would, at some point, like to at least get closer to Havana.
Which you could just go on the north end of the island and it'd be fine.
Because I think you can only vacation in Cuba so much before you kind of have to, even begrudgingly, go to Havana.
It's not that bad. We should just find a hotel that's on the north side of the island that's within like a 20-minute drive. Probably not that bad. I don't know how close Havana is to the water, but it can't be that far.
I don't know. Shows exact 100% what I know. I have a few things that I wanted to do.
Do you?
Yes. I don't know how well this is going to work, but I was going to film a video, and I still might.
Is it an unboxing video?
It's not quite an unboxing. It is a.
You should say that it is, because those do very well on YouTube.
It is an unboxing, and it was a unrequested. I didn't know it was coming unboxing.
It's a non-consensual unboxing.
Yes.
Okay.
That sounds very rapey.
Yes. Havana is so close to the ocean. We could do that. Okay. Never mind.
Okay. So good. That's good. I was going to do a full unboxing, and I probably still will, even though that, I mean...
I know what this is.
Maybe you won't know whether or not this happened. Anyways, with the magic of editing, I'm just running out of time. I might do it Friday morning. I don't know.
I know what this is.
I haven't actually looked at any of the stuff in here. I know,
but you know what it is, and I know what it is.
I have a rough idea of what it is.
Okay.
So I got a box.
It has a stamp on it.
It has a stamp. The stamp. I guess it would be helpful to like.
That is not a footprint. That is the shape of a kidney.
Yeah, but it's got foot marks. Where's the? It's this hand. There we go. So I don't know if you can actually see it. Anyways, maybe this was a silly idea.
Whatever. Let's do it.
We do work for the Kidney Foundation. Last year, DH Media actually officially had a team, which I apparently, because I started the team, was the captain. That wasn't an ego thing. I just started the team. Apparently, they think that makes a difference. So I got a box that was mailed to me. Nobody ever said it was coming. And in the box, there's a letter. And the letter says, "Welcome, Captain.
Pretty official.
We are happy to have you on board." I haven't signed up for this year, by the way, so they're just assuming. For this year's
we're going to sign up.
Yes, yeah. This year's Kidney Walk. Thank you for leading your team to take the giant steps in fighting against kidney disease. This year, we have created this Team Captain Kit especially for you and your valiant efforts to raise funds for kidney care. Inside of this kit, I'm not going to read because we're going to find out. First things first. It's got to be stylish.
It's a cheap baseball cap. But it says Team Captain.
It says Kidney Foundation Team Captain. So
if it had the company logo on it, that'd be pretty cool. I think we can do that, can't we?
Yeah. And what is this? What is this? Oh, are these thunder sticks? I don't know when I'd use these during a kidney walk.
That'd be really annoying for the houses we have to walk past.
Did they actually say that on there?
Don't use during actual walk. Nobody's that pumped. I'm sorry, but I don't think anybody was like cheering squad.
Kidney Walk thunder sticks. Right. Make some noise with these inflatable thunder sticks, either with your team at fundraising events or on walk day. Well, they gave me permission.
Well, maybe they're trying to up the ante. Maybe they're trying to get people to be really hyped about it.
It's a long walk and it's normally hot. What are these? Thank you cards. That's nice. I question...
Is that for the donors or something?
Yeah, but I guess it's for high-end donors because most of the... at least you get a receipt. Normally there's some sort of letter that comes out saying thank you for your donation. So I guess these are just for the high-end. Hey, you want to be recognized. I suppose I should be showing this is a info card.
Something about research, innovative research.
The Kidney Foundation of Canada is a leading investor in kidney-related research. I kind of hope so.
I would.
Through your support, we have invested more than $119 million in peer-reviewed research since 1964. It's not bad.
Stickers?
Tattoos.
Tattoos. If there were stickers, I would have put one on my car.
Tattoos.
If I put a tattoo on, it's just going to be gone by tomorrow.
Well, this unwarranted package has a lot of things. The Team Captain Guide. I didn't know there was
captain. Is there a poster?
I think there's posters.
Something's rolled up.
Follow this timeline to stay on track. Step 1. As a team captain, ensure that you are registered. So they've called me a team captain before I've registered, assuming that I will register. I suppose I should register.
Because you filled the role of being a captain in the past.
Build your team. Try to gather 5 to 10. Okay.
That's
doable.
Possible, yeah.
Set your fundraising goal.
Yeah, wait a minute. What if I become the team captain? Do I get team captain stuff too, and then you can have team captain stuff at the same time?
I don't know. Okay. You won't get team captain for this year. You'll get team captain next year.
Yeah, exactly. But so you could collect team captain apparel and cost the Kidney Foundation money for no.
The social media toolkit.
Oh, is this like the hashtags or something?
Join my team. Hashtag Kidney Walk Canada.
Yeah.
Did you know 1 in 10 Canadians is living with kidney disease? Take a giant step with us in the fight against kidney disease.
That seems inflated. 10% of Canadians.
They don't specify what type of kidney disease. It's not kidney failure.
No, but to be diagnosed with a kidney disease is no light matter, and it's not really, I don't think it'd be that common of a thing.
It tells me that our minimum goal should be about $2,000. We didn't come close to that.
That's a pretty lofty goal for a lot of teams. It's a lot of money.
Yeah, we didn't come close to that.
No. I don't even remember what I donated, but it was not a lot.
Justin did 20.
Did 20?
Yeah. My aunt, my very conservative aunt, had the best insult that I've ever heard her.
What's that?
Because on the website it said that Justin DeCoon had raised 20. And she's like, oh, it's good to see. Oh, no, his goal was to raise $20.
Oh.
So she said it's good to see he sets his charity goals as low as his life goals.
Oh, damn. Savage.
I couldn't believe it. So, okay. I guess this is my official announcement. I, Jesse Dulster, announce that DH Media will be a part of the Kidney Foundation Walk, www.kidneywalk.ca. I don't know when it is, though. There's no dates involved. I suppose I have to register to find out.
Also, you'd think that they'd have that date in place a long time in advance. It's strange that they didn't include it. Hey, there's a thermometer. Yeah, there's a thermometer.
It is a poster.
Yeah. Should we create like a stand where we can just sit outside and tell people to give us money?
I don't know where we could do that.
On either of our properties, which in my case, my property.
Maybe.
The end of the driveway. You don't need a permit to raise money for a charity, do you?
No. In fact, I feel like we should be able to actually ask a place to do so.
Like a shopping mall or a grocery store?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool. We
could do that.
Could raise quite a bit of money.
Well, let me get us registered first.
Okay. I'd be down. I'll sit outside of a Sobeys.
I would do it too. It is for a good cause, and a little bit of DH Media cred doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
I'll write that.
That's left a very profound line on your head.
Was it really a little tight?
It was really tight. It looks like you have a really red mark.
I didn't change the size of the hat. I just put it on. I'm a team player. So I might do a different unboxing, but at least now it's done.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things. So I have some sheets here. And I like how sometimes our conversations can be out of the blue. So I've picked a situation where we can have random conversations. So I'm just going to pick a few.
Okay.
And I want some of your answers.
Ooh.
So first things
first.
Interactive. Pardon?
Interactive. I thought it was just going to be a story.
Some of them are stupid, but I'm going to start with a stupid one.
Okay.
If you could be an animal,
okay,
which animal would you be and why? Your free reign of choice.
Really? I mean, at that point, it's not even like a lot of people have like a cool animal, like an eagle or something like that they would associate themselves with. But like honestly, you got to pick like a household animal, like a dog at that point, because they're going to get the best treatment. You're not going to be eaten, at least if you're raised in
and a fairly big dog.
Yeah, and then if you're raised in a country that doesn't do that, and yeah, you begin treated like royalty. So I don't know. I can't think of an animal that prospers as much. Maybe like a bear.
I was
like a tough bear.
Yeah,
that doesn't get picked on by the other bears. It's pretty picky.
Be a bear or dog.
Something that just eats a lot of stuff and is relatively content with existing. Yeah, deer do pretty well in this region too. But no, I'm gonna have to go with a house dog. Not even like a
what
wolf.
type of what breed? Sheep what?
I gotta pick a breed.
Go specific.
I gotta choose the one with the least genetic disorders and just predisposition towards diseases. Labs live pretty long, I guess. I think maybe let's go with a German Shepherd. Maybe
it's a slender reading dog. My mind. Yeah. There's going to be a well-bred because I've learned
they don't have like extra face skin, so there's like not that. Their noses are long.
Be a regal, like fancy, important-looking dog.
Yeah, and they don't have much body issues as far as I'm aware of.
I know somebody who is a German Shepherd fanatic. She knows a lot about German Shepherds, and she says that there's two different ways that they're bred. One, they're bred for as kind of like a more aggressive type, and their hips there's the way that they're slanted. If they have a slanted way of standing, they're going to have hip problems. But if they stand up straight and their spine is straight, apparently they have less issues. So you'd want to be a specific, properly bred German Shepherd.
You'd hope so, yeah. What will be your picks? You got to answer the question.
Okay, so realistically, I was thinking bear because big animal.
Yeah.
There's
omnivorous.
They're not endangered for the most part.
Yeah, not so unless you're a polar bear.
Yeah, I don't want to be a polar bear. I'd like to rack up at least one human kill.
Well, that's the easiest to do as a polar bear, but yeah. Especially if you're hungry.
A romanticized animal? Love to be a shark.
Yeah, and sharks live pretty long, and seems like
depends on the type of shark. I'd love to be a great white shark, but our numbers are quite low.
Yeah, even like a whale. You could see a lot of crap as a whale.
Mm-hmm. Dolphin.
I don't really think about aquatic species.
Because if you're a dolphin, at least you have some sort of intelligence connected.
Same with a whale, though, really. I think whale's on a similar level.
Being a dolphin or whale, that would be cool. Yeah. I'd be happy with that. Or a dog. Cool. Maybe a cat. So that way I can have a little bit of sass. Fuck you, I don't want this.
I feel like cats are never happy. Real life.
They always act never happy. Yeah. They could be content. If you had to lose a body part, which one would you choose?
That's really not.
And why?
Like you could choose something very minuscule, like an earlobe. That's a body part.
Or even a toe.
Yeah, or a toenail. It's part of your body. And it grows back.
That's true.
This is a stupid question.
Okay.
I'll lose a tooth, but a baby tooth when I'm younger.
Like everybody does?
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. I don't want to lose parts. How ableist of me.
What do you think is your greatest achievement in your life so far?
That's a thought-provoking question. I don't know. I don't even know if I really believe in things like that. People always look at milestones like, oh, I graduated from this thing, or I bought this thing, or whatever. I don't have one. I don't think. I don't care. None of my material possessions, and none that I could acquire, would be an achievement, in my opinion. Or maybe, I don't know. Maybe if I could achieve a lifestyle that's sort of like cash flow positive in the sense that I could do pretty much all I want with my free time and still make money because I have some kind of business setup or whatever. That sounds like a good achievement for a life-wide thing that it's financial, but at the same time, it's very personal. So I don't have an achievement until I do that, I don't think.
So you won't know you're there until you're there.
You could know when it will happen. Yeah, if you start up, I don't just say start investing in real estate and you have rental properties and all sorts of things and you look at the numbers and you say, hey, I don't have to go to work anymore because I have income. doing whatever, and I have outsourced all the things I don't need to do, then yeah, you could see it coming from a little bit away, I think. Do you have something you would say is a crowning achievement? This doesn't really work when you're under 30, I don't think.
Yeah. If you take the idea that for a brief moment in time, and by brief I mean 3 years, I had no, on paper, actual employer. I was a purely self-employed person living the life, doing photography.
Yeah.
Right? That's a fairly good artistic achievement.
It is, yeah.
I wouldn't say that it's my greatest achievement. It will get a relatively sizable mention in my autobiography one day, but I don't think that it is my greatest achievement, thankfully. But no, you are right. Listening to you, it is true. We're young, so we don't really have a great achievement. I agree that if I were to say my greatest achievement is that iMac, A, that's shallow, and B, that's
materialistic crap. Like I don't know.
I can't fathom that as an achievement.
No, because in 5 years, you're not even going to want to use that thing anymore, probably. You're going to be like, oh, there's a new shiny Mac, and it does things twice as fast. And
yeah. So the material stuff, I don't think I do. Am I happy about some of the things I have? Yes, I like that, and I like being able to replay Grand Theft Auto. But I don't brag about like, well, I've achieved so much because I have an Xbox One.
No. Almost makes me think of like The Great Gatsby. Basically has everything but cannot achieve the one goal he wants, basically. Because it doesn't really matter. Material possessions mean nothing in that pursuit, and it seems, for at least him, it's a romantic pursuit. But it's a lot more deep than any of that could be. Strange question.
The older you get, the more you do realize that, I mean, money is important. It's important to have a stable life, but there's experiences and situations that I will treasure more than any type of financial situation. Mm-hmm. What did you think you would be when you were a child? What was the first job you wanted?
The first job?
Yeah.
It's really hard to perceive. I don't know. I can't say I
remember.
No, I know in like high school, I was definitely feeling much more inclined towards like a medical profession, just because I knew I was good in biology.
I could picture you being a doctor.
The sciences, yeah, and I thought I would like that too. Although I'm not so sure now, looking at the world around me, that I would ever bother doing something like that, especially with the money that goes into becoming that. But. And the high stress lifestyle too. But I don't know. As a kid, no, I have no idea. I didn't really understand what a career was, to be honest. I don't think any kid really understands the full gravity of what it is to have a certain profession and to make X a year and to have X time to yourself and what it goes into that. So no, I don't know. I'm sure I had some aspirations, but I don't remember them at all. Not at all.
The first job I remember wanting, I wanted to be an eye doctor.
Yeah,
and that's how
optometrist is a pretty good way to go.
Yeah, and that's how as a kid I called it, just an eye doctor. And I know why. It's because my mom was blind. So it's a very nice thing for a kid to say, I want to be an eye doctor.
That's a backstory.
Yeah. So I don't know. I always wanted to be an eye doctor. A few more. This one's good. This one I think about a lot. If you died tonight, mm-hmm. or last night,
sure,
when you were asleep.
Okay.
What do you think people will say at your funeral about you?
He was young.
He left too soon.
It's untimely. That's like a given.
He took us. Yeah, he was taken from us too soon.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't even really care. Yeah. Because it's one of those things where even the people that are closest to me in my life, barring like maybe a few here and there, but for the most part, nobody really knows what goes on in any one person's head and how, you know, they perceive the world and all that. So I don't know. It's weird to say, but even like many family members really have no idea who I am, and to the same extent that I didn't really understand even who they are, or even I never have. Because even growing up, like being not a kid anymore and understanding more about your parents' situation and where certain family members like rank in the, you know, society and stuff like that, and the problems that they have and mental health issues and all these things, you have a very different outlook as an adult on them. And I think there's way more to it than just that, those new layers you can now see as an adult. I don't know. Again, it's a strange question. I don't really care almost what they say enough that I can't even speculate.
I would just like people to say that I was funny and a hard worker. That's all I need.
I think you'd get that.
Pardon?
I think you'd probably get that.
People
and since you said it, I'll say it then. There you go.
Thank you. I'll make sure you're there. Luxury vehicle or practical, if money wasn't an object?
That's acting as if a luxury vehicle can't be practical.
It's fair. I'm going based on these questions.
Like, in your mind, what's a luxury vehicle? Is it a high-end BMW or Mercedes, or is it a Rolls-Royce Phantom? Like what?
I would say, I mean, even high-end BMWs can be practical.
Exactly. That's
so I would say,
buy a 7 Series BMW, you're riding in the utmost luxury a German car can offer, at the same time being probably just as practical in every single way. And money's no object, so you don't care about how much you spend on gas compared to your buddy with the hybrid car or whatever. So it's a dumb question. It's a question as if somebody didn't understand what it is to own a car. Maybe they should have said like performance, like sports car versus a luxury car. There is you can't have both. You can't have both luxury and sportiness in a sense. There's trade-offs.
I'm just going to ask you a few because this is a totally different topic.
What's your pop filter, by the way?
Would you rather wear a t-shirt and cut off denim shorts or a fancy outfit?
I'll go with a fancy outfit. I wear a lot of t-shirts. Don't wear cut-off shorts.
Thought-provoking questions to ask a girl.
That's what the list is?
No, this is... there's multiple lists.
There's a section, okay.
And
that's very gender specific.
That's one of the questions.
All right. What other questions would a woman get asked? Something. It's ridiculous.
Do you believe the future will be better or worse than the present? Why or why not?
Probably better. Just as it's a matter of perception and nostalgia for the past and recognizing what you had and what you can still do. And people tend to say that they get happier as they move into their 30s, and barring a midlife crisis, their 40s are pretty good too, but then probably is going to go downhill for a bit until you maybe hit your 60s or 70s. Yeah, probably better.
Well, exactly. If you base it on the fact that if you consider things good now, and
I do.
Even if you don't make any advancements in any type of way,
it'll still be good.
They'll still be good.
Although maybe if I'm in the same place as I am now, then I probably won't be as happy about it, but that's fine.
These are weird being gender specific. What do you think is the nastiest tasting food?
Why is that gender specific?
I don't know.
I hate mayo. I hate it. Like, by itself, if you put it on a burger, whatever. If I have to eat it, fine. But like the things that people do with mayo, like macaroni salads, and just like the disgusting texture and the just weird oily eggy taste, it's not at all appealing.
That's what it is.
Yeah. I don't like it. Not at all. It's a strange thing to can and put on a shelf, or I guess a jar.
It'd be weirder if it was canned, because then you'd just be opening up a metallic can of white goop.
It tastes slightly like aluminum.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck that. I wonder if I'm gonna like the thing that you. I wonder if I'm gonna like the thing that you say you don't.
Probably. I really don't like. I can't. This is gonna sound weird, but it's all encompassing. I really don't like tuna in any capacity.
Okay. See, I can feel that because people mix it with mayo. That's the problem. I actually like a good tuna steak. I don't really care for the way it comes out of a can, but again, I'd probably eat it if people didn't always mix it with mayo. Why do they do that? It's a fish. Do you put mayo on any other fish? I can't think of an instance. Tartar sauce, does that have mayo in it?
Tartar sauce is a lot of mayo.
Fine, fair. Use tartar sauce for stuff, but it's not just mayo, it's pickles and stuff.
Yeah,
and it has a much more like acidic, it's closer to ketchup than it is to...
The pickles would help with the acidic.
Yeah. I like tartar sauce a hell of a lot more than straight mayo. I can deal with tartar sauce.
At what age did you have your first crush? Again, being a female-oriented question, I haven't used the term crush in a long time.
No, me neither. I was in grade 2 or 3. So that puts me like 7 or 8 years old.
So it also said to elaborate. What happened? Who was it? Did it go anywhere?
No, fuck no. No, I just remember thinking a girl was pretty out on the schoolyard. I was kind of, again, as a kid, you have no conception of what it is to be in a relationship or to just have that kind of bond with somebody. So you just have these weird expectations put upon you by society. You're like, well, it could be like this. And just make up a role play scenario in your head of what it would be like. And that's about as far as I got, which is fine. I probably had another 10 of those before I dated anybody.
It's true. Yeah. Mine was weird. It's never a simple story. Here's so simple. I liked a girl. I moved on. Yeah. I married mine. Jokingly.
Is it in The Sims or something?
No. I remember there was a I was a very creative, albeit unbelievably, if you can imagine, a semi-flamboyant and eccentric child. So there was a fake wedding ceremony, and I married my first crush. And not only do I still keep in touch with her.
How old were you, for one, and what's the setting for this? Like, how did...
Grade 3.
Okay, same age.
Saw her. Fell head over heels.
Okay. And you got married in what?
In
a friend's backyard? A recess, okay. It's really official.
Yeah. There were plastic rings and everything. I'm still really good friends with her today. Like close friends. We know a lot about each other. There's nothing romantic there. In fact, she's the one that I mentioned that is similar to some of our more, we'll say, virginal friends and are saving themselves.
Oh. Yeah.
But I've already married her and I didn't get anything, so it's not working.
No.
But then again, in grade 3, who cares?
No. I would say grade 12, who cares? It doesn't really matter that much. Unless some people do stick with their high school crush, but honestly, just get out there and explore the world. It's probably a little bit better.
I did. There were some fun college days. And some weird ones.
Yeah, lots of weird ones. Good time in university, though. Good time in university overall. I condensed most of my good times to like the last year-ish. So.
Wasn't your last year like 2016 to 2017?
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
So your last year involved me.
It did. It involved that. It involved ending a really long relationship, but then having like a ton of fun little things here and there, and then finding a new one, all in like the span of like 5 months ish. It's a good 5 months. It's a good 5 months.
That's good. Yeah, the first year of college was great for me. The last 2 years were still great, and they had some really high moments, but the the fun aspect was kind of sucked by, Jessica.
Oh, yeah.
If she ever watches this, I want to be there for the phone call. I'm smart.
I don't name ex-girlfriends.
I know you don't, but the odds of her watching this. Plus, if this is episode 26, and they're at least an hour, but most of the time,
there's a lot to go through. But if she's crazy, which it seems like she is,
she would have to know they exist first off.
You do promote them on our Facebook pages.
It's true. I think I'm blocked though. One day I'll get a phone call.
If she blocked you, doesn't mean that she can't see.
I don't know. I don't have any blocks, or I haven't blocked anybody in a long time. College was fun, and I think people make jokes, but I think college is very important for people. If you are with the person you're with in high school, that's fine, but maybe you should, as a matter of fact, actually take a little break, kind of experience things. If you happen to go to the same college together, then that's great, I guess, but it's kind of odd. You should experience some things. I always feel bad because I think maybe I haven't had as much experience compared to other people. Yeah, it's true, I haven't, but if I were to list every type of odd situation or thing, if you're just romantic or sexual, okay, again, lower numbers, but still some interesting ones in there. But
people are weird. People have a lot more variances and quirks about them than maybe as a kid you'd imagine the world would be. That's for sure. And it's easy to figure out who you can put up with and who you just are not going to bother.
That's a hard thing to learn, though.
No, it takes one bad relationship, and I think I got it down pat.
Yeah, but that relationship you've said was a long lesson.
Love being blind is definitely a true thing.
It 100% is a true thing.
Yeah, because in retrospect, it's so easy to be like, wow, yeah, that could
what the hell was I thinking?
Ended 90% sooner. In fact, yeah, sooner than that.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
90% sooner?
In the first month first month gone. Yeah, shouldn't have worked.
Wow.
That's how I'd treat the situation now. If the same thing happened a month into it, if it was where that was, yeah, gone. I'm not sticking around.
I had my main things. Turns out believing that the earth is flat is now one very important one moving forward.
Yeah. That's a interesting bar.
Well,
if she thought the world was flat, it'd be okay.
She can't. But it'd be okay as long as they weren't crazy. I don't know, but they have to get along with my friends, my family, on top of being able to handle me. Having somebody who keeps me grounded, I always thought was a nice thing.
Yeah.
Because when I'm not grounded, I tend to not pay attention to other things, and it sucks. But I've been in relationships where I'm too grounded, and that's not good. And now I'm in a relationship where I'm grounded only in the sense that I'm kind of like a kite. I'm still able to do what I want.
Fucking metaphor and a half. All right.
But I'm still flying, and it's good.
That's a good one.
Things are good. I didn't know where this was going, but
yeah, it was a long ramble off of one little mark. Maybe there's some more on that sheet that are worth reading. They don't have to be gender specific, but they could be.
Is there a difference between living and existing?
No. Fuck off with your pretentious shit.
Who is your biggest hero?
Biggest hero? That answer changes a lot, and it's based on just who I'm into at a time. Like, I guess I'll pick past me for an example. Back when I first started getting big into YouTube, which I would watch a lot. I didn't create shit, but I would watch a lot of YouTube probably back in like 2007 or 8. I thought, and I still do have a lot of respect for him, but I thought Hank Green was the coolest guy. Just because he was so multifaceted in like the things he cared about. And there was a lot of science stuff too. And then he went on to like create a ton of YouTube shows, including the whole Crash Course thing, SciShow, like all these little branching channels and sexplanations and all this stuff. I don't know, he was sort of a hero in a sense that it showed that you could be this very self-actualized person. Even, I think at the point I started watching, he would have been in his late 20s or so. or maybe mid-20s, something like that. But yeah, no, that was past me hero. I probably won't realize who my current hero is until I look back at it in retrospect.
Hindsight's 2020.
Yeah. Are you gonna say Jimmy Buffett?
No, that he wasn't.
Okay.
But the problem is I have a lot of them. Like, he's not a hero. He hasn't done anything heroic to me. But then
I don't even define that. I don't like.
Right.
I would pick more of just somebody that's like influential.
So an idol.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, okay, in that case, he's an idol in the sense that he's living a life that I dream, but he's not the only one.
No,
obviously. There's so many.
Yeah.
I think that as much as I like him, it is kind of sad that he exists knowing that he's a sellout. And he'll do interviews where he's like, it's tough to balance between being a sellout and wearing flip-flops. Like, or wearing flip-flops and not. Type thing, which is an odd way of explaining it, but I really liked.
There's a book,
yeah,
in mind. Okay, we've got a prop coming onto the set. I'm interested to see who this is.
This helped me a lot in high school, and I still look back to it. The lecture was great online too.
Interesting cover. The Last Lecture. National bestseller by Randy Pausch.
Do you know that?
Pausch? It sounds familiar, but no. I'm going to say no.
Well, if you have any interest, I'll lend you the book.
It's not very big. I can read that in a day. That looks good.
He essentially, he was a professor for Carnegie Mellon in the States.
Okay.
And professors, when they retire, they're always given their final lecture, their last lecture that is open to the public and kind of explain all that they've learned before they retire. He was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, so his last lecture was actually it.
That's pretty fucking epic.
Pardon?
That's pretty epic.
And the lecture itself was about achieving your childhood goals.
Ooh.
And he was talking about how he wanted to it's been a while, but talking about how he wanted to let me see if I have like Star Trek type stuff. He ended up actually being in the original Star Trek movie that J.J. Abrams won before he died as a background character. Let's see if I can at least get the goals. But we all had childhood dreams. So his was explaining, and then he talked about, my childhood dreams being in zero gravity, which he
fairly achievable with the
playing in the NFL.
That's hard to do.
Yep, but he explains it. Authoring an article in the World Book Encyclopedia.
Okay, I don't know how hard that is.
Being Captain Kirk.
Was he Captain Kirk? No.
Winning stuffed animals at a carnival type thing.
Oh, okay.
Like being that guy.
That is actually kind of difficult to do.
And being a Disney Imagineer. And I won't tell you how he progresses through the talk.
Sure. I will read it because that looks like a...
What you should do is the lecture of him talking is still online.
Yeah.
It's a few hours long. It's a good lecture. But the book is an accompaniment to the lecture. It's not everything that's in the lecture. So you should actually do both. But this
the lecture has more information?
The lecture is more about achieving your childhood dreams. This is about this talks about how he was feeling the day before the lecture because he had pancreatic cancer, so he wasn't even sure he was going to be able to make it. And then the last lecture was actually on his wife's birthday. And instead of doing something with her, he spent the entire weeks beforehand and whatnot. Shouldn't say spending it with her because it's not about her. He's dying, but spending it as a loving couple.
Yeah.
The only problem with it, last lecture, he ended up living like a year and a half after he was told he was going to die. So
doesn't really sound like a problem to me.
So it's a good book. It's one of my favorites.
You do have a pretty decent bookshelf.
Yeah.
I've kind of wanted to get something going like that because I do have a lot of books. I could probably fill at least like 2 of those shelves.
But aren't you at a point where you like the digital books more than the physical books?
I do. I don't know. It's a weird human need to have.
I have my dummies section, and then it works into all my film from film school.
Yeah.
And then a few autobiographies.
Most of mine.
Finances.
I think mine would be broken down into school textbooks in the dummies place, I guess. and then it would be books about the sciences, mostly physics books. Like I read a lot of Stephen Hawking and stuff. And then beyond that, it's just purely just fiction. Just all the fiction books I've read.
I have a lot of fiction. I have...
Your poetry.
Yes.
I see some poetry.
Some limericks. I like Stuart McLean. Lots of James Bond, Harry Potter, Jordan Peterson.
That's true. I could put all the James... I could definitely read through some of the James Bond stuff. That'd be pretty cool.
James Bond is great.
Sorry.
No problem.
Oh, there's so many cords.
Yes. Be careful. Do not trip.
Oh, there's even more. Oh my god.
They're unavoidable. Just pick away.
I am so trapped.
Your beard looks bigger this week.
It does.
It grew pretty quick.
Yeah.
It grew back pretty quick.
Is that what the papers are for?
What? Oh no, it has nothing to do with your beard.
How to grow a beard.
How to grow a beard.
The hipster beard.
I know.
Do you prefer sweet or salty treats and snacks?
How about both? I don't like the pick.
Yeah, I like both.
Salted caramel. It's pretty good. I got that salted caramel ice cap at Tim Hortons. I like it.
I don't like ice caps, so
Oh, that's a shame.
it doesn't work.
A lot of people say they don't like their iced coffee because it tastes too different from the coffee, but it is just exactly like the coffee.
Justin is a very particular coffee person. He didn't like the Starbucks coffee.
No, I did not like that Starbucks.
How do you like your coffee?
Double double
All right.
from Tim Hortons.
You can ask them for that at Starbucks and it'll be good.
What did you get?
Americano.
See, that's espresso that's watered down.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
Yeah. No, ask for a double-double at Starbucks. You probably like it.
Yeah, but I don't plan on going to Starbucks anytime soon.
How's life, Justin?
Life is good. I'm gonna go now.
You have a hockey game?
I do.
Oh, run.
I don't wanna.
See, Tila made a lot of...
Justin's cameo.
Yeah, Tila made a lot of cameos, but she never came on camera. It was just in the background.
All right, well, what do you think? Do you think Melissa begrudgingly kind of agreed, but August 11th after Darien Lake, we should have both of them on?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's got to happen.
I think
Tila.
Having Tila off that night and Melissa off, that's the perfect time to do it.
And we'll be in America? We're going to film it in America?
I guess we could.
Yeah.
I see no reason why we couldn't bring the lights, do it in a park. A little bit weird. I don't know what we'd do.
Nah, screw the lights. We don't need them.
Where would we do it?
I don't know. Probably not in the park itself, but some place
We're
nearby.
bringing the microphones?
You bring us some kind of mic. We got H4s. It's fine. We can do it. We have the technology.
I guess we do. Yeah. But no, that'd be fun. I don't know what we talk about. It could be horrible for me.
Yes, it'd be the Shit on Jesse podcast.
That's great. I need that so my ego doesn't get too big.
Hey, we could get your family on the podcast. That would be way worse.
You know, I'm a little bit surprised. I thought my dad might. I think my dad's just too busy. So we say, oh, we do a podcast. He's like, what's the point? We're like, well, that's something fun. And I get it. It is odd. How do you make money? We don't. We're not yet. We haven't found a way. We haven't tapped into that.
I don't think we will, and I don't care.
It's fun to do.
Yeah.
And as we interview more people, now that we kind of have this set up, we need to figure out what we're going to do for a third microphone. But I've got at least 2 people that would be interested. We just need to find a way to do it.
We'll invite him on. We'll make it work. I know how to make it work.
But I thought maybe he'd tune in, especially the Potahawk one. The barrier to entry for the Potahawk one is so much easier. Granted, we were both tired, but it was only 20 minutes long.
Yeah, it was a very short podcast.
Whereas with this is an hour and some. So
an hour and 5 minutes.
See,
or
so
10 minutes and 56
he's too
seconds.
busy to sit down and listen. But if these stay up, at one point, our kids might find these.
They won't care.
You don't think at any point in their life they'll care?
No.
I like to think that...
Maybe if I die when I'm like 40, sure. But other than that,
I like to think that when my kid is 26, he'll be like, geez, I wonder what my dad was doing. And then be like, fuck, I have so much more hair than my dad.
yeah. Do either you or Melissa have like a family history of like male pattern baldness?
I do.
Yeah, I know you do, but
I don't. Melissa, the only guys that I know in Melissa's family are her brothers, because she doesn't see her father. I don't know how much I'm allowed to talk about that, but
okay, that's vague enough.
I've never met her father.
Yeah.
So I don't know, and she hasn't seen him in a long time, so he could be as bald as can be. Her brothers.
Good to find out.
Pardon?
Be good to find out.
It'd be hard to find out. Don't know where he is.
Well.
Her brother, one brother, long hair. Maybe it could be hiding something. I don't know. The other one, fairly good hair.
Well, half the genes are in the favor of hair.
Yeah. Mine are weird. My mom's dad, his hair kind of went the way that my hair is going, but my dad's losing it in the back.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know. It's too, I don't know if healthy hair, can you do something to stop hair loss?
No, not really.
See? So just enjoy the ride.
There's probably something to do with the amount of testosterone, but it depends a lot on the hair loss condition itself. But I think it's a different...
Lower testosterone, faster hair loss?
I don't know. It could be the opposite.
It's definitely not. I am not brimming to the brim of testosterone. I don't think.
I don't really know. Something worth looking into,
I suppose. No, the best thing you can do, I guess, is you find a hairstyle that works for you, and then when you don't do something, people comment on it.
Shave it.
At one point, I will try. I always joke with Melissa. 2 theater shows that I would do would be The Wizard of Oz and Annie. Okay. Because she says that the only thing that I sound good singing is with the Annie soundtrack. Apparently, I can hit a Daddy Warbucks type note. And I said I'd be a method actor and I'd shave my head. But I have what I thought was a mole on the side of my head. It's not a mole, it's a growth.
Oh.
Some sort of growth.
That doesn't sound good.
No, so I have to get it looked after. That's why I can't ever shave my head. Because I'm afraid...
Everybody knows it's there then. You could shave your head and go around it and...
No, I'm just going to get rid of it.
Okay.
I got to go see a doctor about it within the next week or so.
When did you find this out?
Okay, so when I thought it was a mole, because at one point it was a lot smaller.
Uh-huh.
So I thought it was just a mole. I have another honest to God mole back here that's just a mole. And then it grew, and it's fairly big. Not big.
Like a skin tag?
It could be, but I don't know, because it's big as
If you just shaved your head, you might just cut it off and it'd be done with it.
So Melissa says that when I go to the doctor, they should be able to handle it. I say, in order to get to it, they'll have to shave my head. She says, no. I say, yes. Whoever's right.
I say yes.
If they have to shave my head, then I'm shaving the entire thing.
They're going to shave the
and I'm going to
patch
sell
on your
meth. No, manufacture meth.
Manufacture meth.
Not sell. This isn't an admission of guilt.
You need another person named Jesse to do the selling part.
You want to change your name?
No.
Would you ever, this is a good question to end this, if you knew somebody, like, where do your ethics lie? Would you, if somebody was like, would you stay away from the selling of meth? Or would you...
Would I manufacture meth if I knew I could do it and make money?
Would you manufacture meth if you knew that you could do it better than everybody else and make a buttload of money?
Probably.
That's where I stand, too.
I don't know. It's a really weird world we live in where, like, all addictions are like the disease and poor victim of disease and whatever, but then there's still a strong persecution of drug dealers, that's for sure. I don't know if manufacturers are probably along those lines, but it's then pretty picky about which drug type. Like, if somebody grows pot, nobody gives a fuck about that. But if somebody's like pushing fentanyl or something, like, that person's the devil. I don't know. I believe in personal responsibility for their actions.
That's why I think...
But then again, you are killing people, like, in a roundabout way. But lots of things you do every day are probably killing people.
Gus Fring...
Yeah.
Owned a meth empire, ran a meth empire.
He did.
Also ran a fast food restaurant.
Yes.
If you do meth every day, it is not good for your health. If you eat fried chicken every day, it's not good for your health.
It's true. Meth will be a lot quicker of an end, that's for sure. But, I mean, there's other drugs that would take a toll on your body over time, and fast food could arguably be worse.
They should just legalize it all. Natural selection.
People have said this before.
I know.
Yeah.
But it's fair.
I don't know. I don't know what that would do. There's countries where drugs aren't criminalized, and they don't seem to be too bad.
It's because they haven't been criminalized for a long time, so all the people that were going to die from them are already dead.
Yeah.
I mean, if you told me tomorrow that crystal meth is legal...
I'm not going to run out and do it.
I'm not going to go.
No.
If you told me that heroin's legal, I'd be like, great. I'm going to be going to a few of my friends' funerals.
Yeah. Yeah, there's people that could definitely take advantage of that. But, I mean, drug addicts already have easy enough time obtaining drugs anyways. If they didn't, they'd probably get past their heroin sickness and get over it.
True.
Because they would just tweet the fuck out and have a really bad time, but then it would be over, and they'd be through the withdrawals, and those with the willpower to quit would, and those without the willpower to quit would probably pick it up at some point in the indeterminate future when they can get the drug again. So I don't know. Yeah, and it's natural selection to a degree, but I don't think it really selects for any genetic factors of addictiveness, at least not in a very quick way. So it would take a really long time to have a population that just decides it doesn't want to do drugs or doesn't get addicted to them when they do drugs.
Fair point.
Yeah. And there's lots of cool drugs that people would start taking that would be not having an impact. Like
psychedelics.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
The world would be a very different place with the creative ideas brought about by psychedelics. That I'd probably do. I've never done psychedelics or anything like that. But I'd probably try a psychedelic of some sort. Be interesting. Probably like magic mushrooms or something. LSD's a bit powerful, so far as I'm aware, but I don't know. I would like, yeah.
I don't know. Mushrooms, LSD, that psychedelics is where I would end up. I know somebody.
It's hard not to, and Joe Rogan just talks about them all day long.
They talk about it a lot. But other people too, the Beatles, stuff like that. Like there's been bad stories about it, like having a bad trip, but
yeah.
No, that seems to be a more not respectable, but a better approach than crystal meth.
But the drugs that act directly on just a reward center in your brain, and you just sort of get hardwired to take them. It's more of a life-altering experience. I mean, George Carlin always... I don't know if it was George Carlin, but somebody always talked about how it's sort of a self-limiting process where, like, good drugs, you're going to take them, and they're going to sort of limit... They're going to make you be like, whoa, I don't need this anymore. Like, I can put it away for a long time and not worry about it. Whereas if there's something that's more addictive, like those reward center drugs, but even alcohol... You take it and then you immediately be like, okay, I could do that again or whatever. Like, it's not... Psychedelics are different than that, I think. I'm pretty tired, so I think...
Yeah, it's pretty late for you.
It's time... what time is it?
10 o'clock.
Holy crap. All right.
Okay. This was the ending after the drugs. We should end on a... My camera just... there we go.
On a high note?
On a high note. Any drugs that are still illegal. Don't do drugs, kids.
Although weed will be legal in October.
Still, if you're a child,
don't do
Don't do drugs. But once you're an adult, smoke all the pot you want. I've always thought that was interesting, where my dad openly admits that he's tried it and he doesn't like it. I don't know if he's lying and it's just a parental way of saying it.
I think that's just an adult thing. Yeah, and lots of adults. Given the percentage of Canadians that have tried pot, yeah, just most of our parents and most of them just say they don't like it, although that probably just means that they don't bother accessing it anymore. But self-limiting drug. Nobody cares that much about pot.
Anyways, Have a good week.